Are incentives the answer for the affordability in housing issue? That is the question on today's edition of Sold by Storm. Just as an example, in Greensboro, North Carolina, where I serve my clients in real estate, the average median home price was $280,464 in August of 2024. Now, that's great if you're a home seller, because that meant that the price of homes went up 5.8% over the previous year. The median home price square footage was $172. Recently, you may have heard in the news and in different outlets about home incentives that are being proposed. And on today's edition of Sold by Storm, we're going to talk about how these incentives sound great to the home buyer, but the devil is always in the detail, how they are going to actually affect the overall market. Are incentives the answer for struggling home buyers who are just looking for an affordable place to live and raise their families? We're going to talk about it next, right here on this edition of Sold by Storm. Are you ready? Roll the intro. Affordability, and more affordability. That is the word of the hour. Where is the affordability in housing? Well, North Carolina, although I serve North Carolina, specifically the greater Piedmont Triad area, one thing about North Carolina is we do have a lot of options for more affordable housing. However, North Carolina and many other states are struggling with supply. There's just not enough supply for the demand. And affordable rental homes, well, it was recently estimated that there were around 195,000 rental homes, but many of them are not affordable for extremely low renters. And extremely low renter income, there's about 326,751 extremely low income households in North Carolina. So you can see, even in the rental market, there really is not enough housing for lower income renters. However, the median housing price in the first quarter of 2023 was the median housing price in 8 urban markets ranged from $220,300 to $420,000. Today, I'm actually sitting in a sales center of a new construction office in North Carolina in the Whitsett, Burlington area. And the homes here are starting in the mid 400,000. So, with that being said, population growth in North Carolina has been growing rapidly. If you know anything about Greensboro, there's been so much growth with industries coming to the area. And we also just found out that we're going to be receiving a new Buc-ee's coming to the Mebane, North Carolina area. So our area is really growing and continuing to attract high-paying positions from different and diverse companies all over the world. So, as we continue to grow, the state will need more than 1 million new homes over the next decade. That's right, you heard me correctly. We're going to need, since I am a realtor here as well as someone who helps people with their transition and purchases here in the area, we're going to need a million homes, over a million homes in the next decade. Now, new housing construction, the rate of new housing construction has been declining since 2010. And the reason why is because a lot of times there's a lot of red tape for new construction, for you to get the permits and get the plans and get access to certain parts of land and different things of that nature to even develop the communities. Also, they just cannot build it fast enough because the market was kind of going all over the place the last couple years. At first, they did not project that it was going to need as much, so they slowed it down, and then they saw the demand grew throughout 2022 and 2023, and so now builders are beginning to build more. However, the price of some of these homes are just not accessible for a lot of people. So some of the solutions for helping with the supply and demand issue. So let's go back to high school and talk about supply and demand. Whatever your supply is and your demand is, it will equal what the cost of that product is. So right now we have a home shortage. So the demand is still high. We have a home shortage, which means that, of course, right now in September of 2024, it means that prices are holding steady. Now, have prices adjusted here and there? Yes, a little. But if you price your home correctly, there is a demand for quality, well-priced homes. Now, a lot of times people will see different incentive programs being offered by the government or by local agencies or whatever the case may be. And some of these incentives are to assist first-time home buyers, low-income, even medium-income buyers to just take off some of the burden of purchasing a home when prices have went up a whole lot in the last couple years. Matter of fact, I remember helping one of my clients. I helped them buy the house, sell the house, and buy another house, all within about a year and a half. And they were able to make about $100,000 off of the home they just bought a year earlier. That doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes when everything lines up, it works out. But that's not going to help someone that is trying to buy, but the prices are making it very difficult. So sometimes government agencies and other groups and agencies will come up with incentives. Now, remember, the devil is always in the details. So make sure you understand what is connected to receiving that particular incentive or that particular payment assistance, down payment assistance, and things of that nature. If it's 100% financing, make sure you understand how that is being worked out in the terms of your loan or often loans. That's why it's important to have a buyer's agent, broker who is working specifically for you to make sure that those details are discussed and understood with combination of your agent, broker, and a real estate attorney. But let's get back to the incentives. So supply and demand. If we already have a low supply and a high demand, then that means that prices are going to pretty much hold steady and continue to grow and increase. But if you give an incentive, let's say you gave $20,000 or $25,000, $30,000 to first-time home buyers or just home buyers in general, that sounds really good for me as the buyer. However, what that's usually going to mean is there's going to be just greater demand. And we don't need more demand. We need more inventory of houses. So now we've got, let's say, 40,000 more buyers in the market, but we still don't have any more houses. So that $20,000 incentive that is being given to us as buyers has now just put us in a bigger pool with still low supply. That will not only not benefit you as a buyer, but it's actually going to encourage the seller to raise the price, because now instead of 1, 2, 3 qualified buyers, we now have 5 qualified buyers. I can remember when I was listing a home in the last couple years, and there was actually a line coming from the house to the driveway, and I felt like I was giving tours at a museum or something, because I was walking people through the house, taking them in the front door, dropping them off at the back door, and just continue to go round and round. So some of the proposed solutions to help with affordable housing is increasing the pre-tax credit for childcare, using taxpayer-paid incentive programs, and expanding the North Carolina Housing Finance Agency, allowing creative market-driven solutions. With that being said, all of those to me are going to just increase demand, and I've already made the point that we actually have a supply problem. So from my perspective, what would be very helpful is for local, state, and federal government to work together to remove the red tape and to release government-owned land and state and federal-owned land within different states to new construction. If they were to make it easier and give incentives, if you can build a home at X amount of dollars, that is going to be more reasonable for the average home buyer, then I think that would go a long way to helping not only the supply issue, but also affordability. However, it makes you wonder why that is not happening. Why are they not incentivizing the new home builders to build homes that are more affordable? And why are they not removing that red tape and maybe even subsidizing the land purchase for the new home construction, so that they can pass that on to the buyer, and the buyer is able to purchase a home at an affordable price? Now, of course, this is just my opinion. I am not in a position to make any kind of decisions concerning that, and I don't claim to have all of the answers. But one thing I do know is just making it sweeter for buyers to be able to get into the home market when we do not have homes for them to buy, and especially affordable homes for first-time home buyers. Now, if you're looking for a home that is $450,000 and above, then guess what? You're probably not going to have a lot of problems finding a $450,000 and above home. As I said, I'm in a new construction home site today, and I have availability, or they have availability, where you could buy today. So there is affordability in that. However, real affordability for the average home buyer is tough. So with that being said, incentives are good, they sound good, but it actually is just going to add more pressure to the home buyer, and also it's going to raise the prices in the long run. Well, that's just my 2 cents. With that being said, if you are looking to move to North Carolina, especially in the Greensboro, Winston-Salem, High Point, Kernersville, Rockingham County, Alamance County area, I would love to assist you. I have a great team, and we love working as advocates for our home buyers. And if you are looking to sell and perhaps downsize, we would love to assist you with that as well. We do have a people over profits mentality here at Storm Real Estate Group. So we're always going to do the right thing for you and serve you with that in mind. So until the next time, maybe you would like to take a tour of a new construction home in Burlington, North Carolina. Well, you can see the video is up here somewhere. Go ahead and click that video and it'll take you to a great community, Verona in Burlington, North Carolina. Beautiful model home tour that I did there, and I think you'll enjoy it. Until the next time, this is Sold by Storm, and as always, I hope to see you in those real estate streets.